Hey Mets fans, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all having a great start to your day, and I hope this video makes your day even a little bit better, because today we're going to be continuing taking a look at the Mets and their approach to the MLB offseason. Most importantly, center field. That is the position that the Mets have been trying to address this offseason. They were not able to land George Springer, nor were they able to land a utility guy, a cheaper option, say Kike Hernandez, who just signed a 2-year deal with the Red Sox. Unfortunately, I was a little bummed by that. I really would have liked to see him land in Queens, but regardless of that, now that those two players are out of the picture, the Mets still have a lot of options here in free agency, as we know, and we talked about them plenty. But in regards to the trade route, there's one player that stands out to me by far. I've talked about him plenty in the live streams the past week, hinted at him how a video will be coming up regarding his game, and that is, yes, Minnesota Twins center fielder and Byron Buxton. So that's what we'll be taking a look at in today's video, a summary on Buxton and his game, everything there is to know about him, the possible connection, if any, with the New York Mets, and actually there is some for people that may be a little surprised by that, what type of trade package we could get to see to get a guy of Byron Buxton's talents in Queens, and everything in between. And as always, guys, make sure you stay all the way until the end of the video, find all the deets and all my thoughts on Byron Buxton and his possible connection with the New York Mets. If you guys end up enjoying this kind of Mets content and want to see more great Mets content like this, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, share this video with your friends, put on the notification bell, all those great things. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers, so please smash those buttons. If you're looking for consistent Mets content, you have to look no further. I'm the man for you, trust me. But enough of me talking, guys, let's get right into it. Here we have coveted center fielder and Byron Buxton for the Minnesota Twins. At 27 years of age, at 6'2", 190 pounds, a righty at the bat and at the glove, was originally drafted second overall in the first round back in the 2012 draft with the Twins, and the 2020 shortened season and 39 games played racked up 13 home runs, 27 RBIs, a 254 batting average, a 267 on base percentage, a 577 slugging, and 844 OPS. In 2019 and 87 games played, at 10 home runs, 46 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, a 262 batting average, a 314 on base percentage, a 513 slugging, and 827 OPS. And 432 career games played and 1,380 at-bats, Buxton has racked up a career 51 home runs, 172 RBIs, 62 stolen bases, a 238 career batting average, a 289 on base percentage, a 430 slugging, and a 719 OPS. Having his first real breakout season in 2017, his only season to date with at least 100 games played, with 140 to be exact in a season, racked up an AL Gold Glove in the process and an AL Platinum Glove, and was also Wilson MLB Defensive Player of the Year. And just to expand a little bit further on Byron Buxton and his game, take a look at these advanced numbers here from the shortened 2020 season from Baseball Savant. You can tell that he is a speed demon, as a surprise to absolutely nobody. For anyone that's been following him, he's one of the fastest players in the entire MLB, is a huge factor into why he's such a great defender. If you look at his hard hit rate and his slugging, things are definitely trending upward in a great percentile there. So things are definitely going in the right direction of Byron Buxton. If you want to talk more about his defensive game, let alone his highlights, this guy has been amazing. When you're talking about defensive runs saved, the Minnesota Twins have been one of the better teams in all of baseball. In the shortened 2020 season, were 4th in the MLB in defensive runs saved, DRS for short, and in doing so, they had 11 runs saved by their defense from the center field position, which was the most out of the entire MLB in the shortened 2020 season, and all of those were from, yes, Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton was 4th in all the MLB among its players, both infield and outfield, in regards to DRS. He has just been tremendous, and when he's on the field, he just makes things happen. He's electrifying. And I know you're probably wondering, Tyler, why am I even giving the light of day to a player who has a career 238 batting average, has yet to stay healthy on the field for the most part, and has struggled with his bat at least over the past 3-4 years, up until what he has done recently in the past year or two? I understand that those are very fair arguments to be had, but Byron Buxton, when healthy, when on the field, there's no doubting that he's one of the most electrifying players out there, and he would bring so much to the Mets. He brings absolutely everything that they would be looking for in regards to center field when it comes to team defense, in regards to actually making your team not just solid defensively, but that center field position would be covered beyond belief. If he would come into this Mets lineup right now, they would easily be such a better team in doing so, and that could help them get over the hump of not just being possible playoff contenders, but looking for World Series aspirations. All he needs to focus on is staying healthy, and a big part of his reasons for getting injured is because of just how high flying he is. It reminds me to an extent of Juan Lagares, for instance. When Juan Lagares has hurt his thumb or hurt his hand, whatever it may be, just from diving out and making an amazing catch, but Buxton does that on a nightly basis. He's just that good. His speed is Jose Reyes-esque. Yes, I'm not even exaggerating that. He's a tremendous overall player who's finally found some pop in his bat. Our first showdown in 2017 died down for a little bit because he was dealing with injuries, but in the 2019 season really started to come out. He was getting some more home runs, and had 13 home runs and 27 RBIs in only 40 games. 39 games to be exact in the short 2020 season. It is telling that this guy is finally finding his groove as an overall player, not just on the defensive side of things. So the question is, do the Mets actually have a connection with him at all? Well, they do. If you see from this article right here, you can find numerous of them. I just picked this one from Fansided, how it references right at the July 30th of 2019, back when Brodie Van Wagenen, as we know, was in a lot of controversy because he was possibly shopping, yes, Noah Syndergaard, Thor. And in the process, we all remember the Minnesota Twins were heavily pursuing Thor in the process. But in doing so, Brodie Van Wagenen's asking cost, at least the Mets regime asking cost at the time, was Byron Buxton and then some. And then after that, things really seemed like they fell through, because at that time, the Twins were by no means willing to part ways with their star center fielder. But things might be a little bit different now. Not that I want to see Thor go. I hope that you don't have to give away Thor this type of deal, nor do I think it would make as much sense for a lot of reasons. Because one, Byron Buxton still has 2 years left of control, so he's in the prime time to really be dealt, if you ask me. Because yes, the Twins don't necessarily want to get rid of Byron Buxton, but should they get a haul for him, it will be a hard thing not to at least consider, right? Because they've had this connection with the past with the Mets, and we'll see if something can rekindle there. But Buxton, 2 years of control, just making over $5 million for the upcoming 2021 season. Then he's arbitration eligible, and then he's a free agent at the 2023 offseason. But then if you look at the Mets situation here, what would they have to give up to get a guy like him? Well, you have to think starting pitching. Yes, I know that the Twins just signed J.A. Happ, but they could very well use another lefty. So David Peterson, in my mind, would make a lot of sense to be dealt as really one of the bigger pieces in this deal. And I know we don't necessarily want to get rid of our young up-and-coming talent, but Byron Buxton is exactly what the Mets would need, if you ask me. As long as he can stay healthy, again, he is truly a dynamite. He's a guy we're taking a risk on to an extent because of just how amazing he is when every single time he's on the field. And to see him get that back going, to see him steal bases, might I add, he can still steal bases. Just in 2019, he stole 14. His career high season was in 2017 when he played 140 games played, which was by far the most in his career. He had 29 stolen bases. So not that they need to prioritize that, but that would bring so much more speed to this team along with Lindor. But if you put Peterson in this deal, make a lot of sense. For he has team control. He's not a free agent until 2025 for the New York Mets. You put him in there. Brandon Nimmo, I would assume, would be part of that deal as well, to basically be the outfield replacement going to the Minnesota Twins. JD Davis could make some sense as either being third base or just in some type of platoon role, because I know that Josh Donaldson, I believe, is still commanding third base in Minnesota. But the Mets have a lot of options here. They have pieces that they could work with. Could they very well part way with possibly a top 10 prospect? I don't necessarily want to see them do that, but this is a guy worthy of it. There's a couple guys I've talked about all offseason that I would say would actually make sense for the Mets to consider parting ways with one of their better prospects. I think Byron Buxton is one of those. He's a guy that's still on a team-friendly contract for 2 years, and then you can worry about extending him when the time comes. And look, he has yet to really prove his full worth. He's been dominant when he's on the field, but he needs multiple seasons with at least 100 games under his belt to really take into consideration when you get to the point of doing a contract extension. So that very well could favor the Mets in a situation where they trade for him. But is this going to happen? I honestly don't know. I have no clue if the Mets have even reached out to the Twins. But take one more thing into consideration here, which very well could sway the Twins to wind a guy like David Peterson along with just a solid haul of young controllable players. They don't have Jake Odorizzi currently, who's one of their better pitchers. Could they very well bring him back? They possibly can. We'll see what time will tell on that front. But if they don't, for whatever reason, that could be even more enticing to get a younger lefty like David Peterson that could really be a core piece of that rotation, possibly top 3 one day, sooner rather than later. And the Mets can afford to give up these kind of guys with what they're trying to address this offseason. If they get rid of Nimmo, they will still be able to address that position, whether it's in left field, assuming that the DH is back. They're going to figure out left field, but you have Buxton in center as it is. They're trying to add depth. We all know this. In the rotation, it's going to be perfectly fine. They're adding depth. At the time of recording this, they are still in the Trevor Bauer sweepstakes. So if for whatever reason they were able to land Trevor Bauer, who's the biggest fish out there currently, then okay, the rotation, they can definitely handle not having David Peterson in there. And I get it. Not a lot of people are going to necessarily be in favor of my proposition here, but I truly believe that he has everything that the Mets would be looking for at center field. As exactly why at least Brodie Van Wagenen in the previous regime were so enticed on by going for him. I can't blame them for doing that. Byron Buxton is easily one of the best players in all of baseball when he is healthy, and his bat is finally starting to turn it on. And once it does, watch out. He has the potential to easily be a top 10 player in all baseball. The defense is already there. Now it's just a matter of him staying healthy and being consistent with that bat. But that short 2020 season was very telling that yes, things are trending upward. He's looking more like the Byron Buxton that was originally expected when he was first drafted 2nd overall all those years ago back in 2012, just short of a decade now. But as always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Byron Buxton possibly landing with the New York Mets? Do you think that maybe there could be something there? Maybe they could rekindle a relationship, or do you think that, oh, it's just kind of noise at this point? Something probably won't happen. Is this something you would like to see? At least that's what I want to know, because for me personally, he checks off all the boxes to fit both defensively and offensively on the come up with team control in the prime of his career. It doesn't get any better than Byron Buxton, and I would be head over heels at the thought of just landing him. So let me know your thoughts as always, guys, and If you ended up enjoying this kind of Mets content and want to see more great Mets content like this, you know what to do by now. Smash that like and subscribe button, share this video with your friends, put on the notification bell, all those great things. It truly does mean the world for all the countless support you guys have given me. So thank you all again so much, and please help us get to 3,000 subscribers. We're so close, so hopefully we can get there sooner rather than later, because sky truly looks like the limit here on the channel, and I would love for you to be part of the Wardy NYM family if you're not already. But thank you all so much again, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon.